Hello, everyone. Welcome to our last move day, at least for now. Hopefully, you go back and do a lot of the sessions, replay them, and then I'm sure we'll get some other movement days and other programs as life progresses. So, gosh, this has been so fun to do and very healthy for me mentally and physically. So, without any more chit chat, let's hit up our mat on our back. Start hugging your knees into the chest. Take some deep breaths of air. Pull those knees toward one another. Squeeze them in nice and tight. And then release your arms from around the knees and just put your arms out in a T and rotate your legs left and right, left and right. Grab through the abdomen. Make sure that core is woken up, ready to go. Make sure the back of your neck feels good. There's some space between your chin and chest. You're not tucked too far in, but you're not angled too far back either. Okay, come back to your center and let's pull that left knee in. Lift your right leg straight up toward the ceiling and then slowly lower the right leg till the heel barely touches the ground, and then use that core, pull all the way back up. Drop it down, open your chest, focus on what everything else is doing. Don't just get caught in your move and your motion. Check in with your body. We need our body. Body is so much of where the rest of our connections come in. Learn to appreciate your body, check in, reward it with sleep, water, and nutrition, and keep it strong. Working out, exercising, conditioning, and reward it by stretching, going through motions. Okay, bring that leg all the way up, and then we're going to switch. So pull your right knee into the chest, extend that left leg long. See how straight you can get that leg. Hopefully your hamstring is a little more open and flexible than when you first started. Push that low back into the ground. Open and expand through the chest. Create space between your ears and shoulders. The leg that you're tugging in is also flexed. I'm feeling heat in my shin, heat in the core, that upper middle back when we're creating flexion there to help support posture. You're going to start feeling some heat. That's good. My quad, and then of course, your core. Last one. Extend both legs straight up. Pull the toes back. Just grab behind your thighs. Pull the toes toward your head. Now, if your hamstrings are tight and you're way out here, that's okay. You might want to lift your head and shoulders, grab behind the legs. That's fine. We still want to keep that core strong. So wherever you're at, straight legs pulled in or bent, and you need to come up a little bit, that's good. But we're trying to wake up that core. Set it in, push that low back into the ground. Pull the toes forward towards your head just a little more. If you're tight, you might look like this. That's okay. Just bring it in wherever your body's at. All right, and then let's go ahead, tuck those knees in one more quick time, and then take a tabletop with your legs. So your shins are parallel with the ground. Mine were not. Thanks to my little video feedback, I can see that. So try to get your shins parallel to the ground, the knees right over the hips. Now, focus. Push that low back into the ground. We're going to rotate the knees over to the left. So this is some work here. We got core, our obliques, the front of the abs. Drive your right shoulder into the ground. Flex into the oblique. Keep your knees pushed together, grabbing through the transverse muscle on that right side, and then drop the knees over to the right. Try to drive the back of the left shoulder into the ground. Use the obliques, the core. Bring the knees back to center. Drop to the left. So your range, of course, is up to you. Don't drop any deeper than what feels safe and healthy for your shoulder and back. Keep your core engaged. Squeeze the knees toward one another. Keep it nice and strong. Now also check in. The closer that your knees are to the chest, the easier it's going to be. So if you can keep those knees a little further away, you're going to work your core a little deeper. Okay, so let's all drop over onto the left side and hold. Slide that right shoulder down into the ground. I want you to extend the right leg, tuck it back, extend, tuck it back, tighten into that right oblique. We're tucked back. Let's go 2 more. Last one. Come to center before we hit the other side. We're going to take a minute, pull those legs back up, grab behind the thighs. If you'd like, pull the chin to the chest, scooping through that belly. And then let's lower back down. Again, find that tabletop position, knees right on top of the hips, arms out wide, and then rotate to the right. And we're going to extend that left leg. Kick it out, bring it in. Feel your obliques and core supporting you. Don't just get through the move. You've got to engage first. So even though these are low intensity sessions, I generally build quite a lot of heat because you're still flexing through all of the mobility movements. All right, bring it back to center. Legs come up. Grab behind the thighs. You can keep your head on the ground if you need to. Otherwise, just tuck that chin in. Pull the head forward. All right, bend those knees. We're going to put them down on the ground, feet down on the ground. And we're going to go through a little glute bridge set. So drive your hips up. Make sure that your heels are right underneath the knees. Squeeze those knees toward one another. Start with the palms facing up of your hands. Open the chest. Really drive through those hips. Find that range that works for you. The core strong, your butt's engaged. Push into the feet to feel more rise and more grab through the butt and your hamstrings. So palms are facing up, and we're going to slide the backs of our hands all along the ground, up overhead. This is your inhale. Reach far, 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 but still have space between ears and shoulders, and then bring the arms back down to where we started. Good. Inhale up. The breathing with movement is very important. Keep driving deep. There's 2. We'll do 5 of them. Extend. Arms out super wide. Reach up super far. Remember, we're trying to flex into different places. Flex into the biceps, flex into the shoulders, flex into the core, of course, into the back, even the forearms. 1 more. Okay, reach up overhead, keep pushing through those legs. If you need to bring your knees down, or I'm sorry, your glutes down, feel free. Otherwise, keep them up. Bring your left arm down alongside your legs on the floor, and the right arm is going to be up overhead. Again, extend a lot of flexion, reach far out through those fingertips, and we're going to scissor the arms back and forth. Breathe with your movements. Check in with your flexions. Chest lifts off the rib cage. Tighten the muscles underneath the rib cage. Flexion into the back and shoulders releases the neck. We want to keep everything out of those dang traps. They grab throughout the day. So let's just try to relax in here. Our exercise and our workouts and how we're trying to reward our body should not be adding more tension to the neck muscles. Keep that going. Reach nice and far. Awesome. All right, stop from there. And then we're going to bring our arms into a goalpost position. Again, if you need to drop your hips, feel free. We're just going to start here. So open the chest and push your forearms and elbows into the ground. You'll feel a little more lift in the chest. You'll feel a little more stretch through the front of the shoulders. Okay, keeping your elbows pushed into the ground, keeping the backs of the shoulders on the ground. Rotate your hands down toward the ground. So pay attention to the shoulders. So right here, that's all the range I have. I could keep going, but my shoulders come up off the ground. So you want to keep the shoulder heads on the ground. Check in with the belly, keep it strong, support that low back. Just gentle rotations. Gentle rotations. Good. Open that chest, rotate those shoulders back, the arms forward, the arms back. Last one. Okay, bring their arms up on top of your chest, so they're facing toward the ceiling. Pull the shoulders toward the chest. It's something I never tell you to do, or hardly ever, and then slowly lower those hips down. Keep pushing the hands up. Push that low back into the ground. Hold here a second. So you've got your pelvic tuck. You're pushing the low back into the ground. The glutes are relaxed. Flex your flex your core, and then tuck your knees into the chest. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Hug yourself into a nice little ball. If you need to leave your head on the ground, that's of course totally fine. All right, rock and roll your way up. Extend those legs out in front of you just a quick second. Right arm outside your left leg. Take a little twist. And then other side, left arm outside of left leg. Take a little twist. And then come up to seated. Put your arms in a goalpost so it looks like this. And you're going to rotate side to side. Movement through that thoracic spine. Hopefully you all have gotten very used to twisting through that upper middle back. As you keep twisting, slowly extend your arms up overhead. Keep movement through that upper back. Hips are level, and then connect your hands at the top. Reach up out of those hips. Core engages. Twist. I don't know about you. Did you notice your twist got a little bit less range? Slowly open your hands. Let them go. And then the elbows open out wide. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then we're going to twist one last time. Right arm extends over that left leg. Left arm behind. Twist. Come back up. Left hand outside of the right leg. Right hand behind you. And twist. All right, let's switch it over onto our hands and knees. Plant your hands right underneath your shoulders. Knees right underneath your hips. Press into that left hand. Your fingertips are open nice and wide. Really push into that thumb and first finger. Flex into the thighs, strong through the back and the low belly. Inhale, bring that right arm up. That's your inhale. Try to keep the hips level. And then just plant the hand back down. We're going to go to the left side. Level the hips. Push into that thumb and first finger. Inhale, twist. And then exhale, bring it down. Right arm's going to come up. Inhale. Lift, open that chest, grab to the core. Check in with the neck. Make sure you're not grabbing there. Inhale, lift the left arm. Push into that hand. Keep the shoulders stacked over the wrist. And drop. Okay, next time right arm, but we're going to add to it. Bring the right arm up. Take your hand and see if you can tuck it back behind onto the left hip. So just kind of rotate back, open there, and then we're going to sit back in like a child's pose. So hand your hips back, that left arm extends forward, and then just let everything drop down. Where you end up may look a little bit different than from where I end up, and that's okay. Remember, body mechanics are different. Just the ratio of whatever extremity to the next. Take a minute here, push into the left hand. Rotate your tricep down toward the ground and feel that shoulder blade, the left shoulder blade set down into the back. Lift the chest off the rib cage. Feel that stretch of the right shoulder. We're going to take 2 focused deep breaths. If you can, drop your forehead on the ground. Inhale deep. And then exhale deep. One more time. Inhale deep. And exhale deep. Okay. Keep your right hand there. We're going to push up into that left hand. Bring the hand back underneath the shoulder. Unwind. Inhale, lift the right arm up. and then you're going to tuck it under, so to thread the needle. So bringing that right hand between your knee and left hand. Now your butt's going to stay in the air, and see if you can lie on the right outer edge of that right shoulder. So a lot of times it might help to push the left hand into the ground to kind of open the left side and feel that stretch on the right shoulder. 2 focused breaths. That's 1. And that's 2. Okay, grab through that core. I want you to push using the back muscles through that left hand, coming up, and then we're going to hit up that other side. Inhale the left arm up nice and high. Keep the hips level. Push into that right hand. Exhale, you're going to bring the left hand behind and then clip the left fingertips on that right hip, kind of right in the hip crease. Open the chest, slide the shoulder blades down, slowly hinge those hips back, and then you're going to reach the right arm forward and then hinge it down. So see if you can get your chest all the way on your thighs. Push into that right palm. Lift the tricep up away from the ground and then point it right at the ground. It's like you're trying to hollow out your armpit. Slide the shoulder blade down. Drop your forehead on the ground. So you're staying active in your right arm. No tension in that right neck trap area. The elbow and tricep are rotating down to face the ground, sliding that right shoulder blade down. I've got a nice left front shoulder stretch going on here. But I also feel like I'm restoring my mental status. My body's not freaking out. I can just relax and let this stretch do the work. One more deep focused breath. Okay. Use that core. Bring your body up, right arm back underneath the shoulder. And then we're going to untwist, bring the left arm up. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. Twist in the upper back, but keep the hips level. And then we're going to bring that left arm between the right arm and the right thigh. Lower on the left ear, butts up in the air. And you can kind of take that right arm and help push the body over to the left. So you get that stretch on the right shoulder. Fantastic. Still sliding the shoulder blades down the spine, still grabbing that core. Use your pelvic floor muscles also here. That'll change a few things up. More pelvic floor muscles you can grab and engage in any move. It's going to be so good for toning there and just health. Okay, push into that right hand. Rotate, lift that arm back up. One more time. And then drop the hands. Open your knees really, really wide. Big toes together. And then let's sit back in that child's pose. Reach your arms forward just like we did with the single arms. I want you to push into the hands. Rotate the triceps to face the ground. Set the shoulder blades down and then relax the head and neck. So you feel some flexion in the hands. So that's going to be forearms, triceps, your back, your core, and the pelvic floor. One more deep inhale and exhale. Push into the hands, drive those hips back. We are going to sit on top of our toes. So curl your toes under, sit back. Clasp your hands behind your back a second. Open that chest. Lift the hands away as much as you can. I'll have to go back and watch. I think I have some more range, some deeper range between the hips and my hands. Speaking of going back and watching and paying attention, definitely watch and check your progressions. Drop your left hand down, reach your right arm up. Noticing progressions and improvement, and benefits, and paying attention and focusing and writing them down and realizing they're there. That's the best way. Switch so your right hand's on the ground, left arm overhead. It's the best way to keep all of this going, to stay moving, to stay coming to the mat, giving back to your body. Okay, we're gonna pull the chest through, so plant your hands, shoulders up over those fingertips, tuck the tailbone, flex your booty muscles. Oh, that feels so good on my hip flexors. Open those hip flexors, push the chest through. Lean your left ear to the left shoulder, tuck your chin right ear, right shoulder. Just come back to center, push through one more time. Push back into that child's pose one more time. Curl your toes under, push into the hands, drive your hips up and back. Push your heels toward the ground, feel the backs of the thighs open up, those hamstrings, your calves. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Try your best to keep your knees straight. If your knees are bent right now, that's fine, but then when you get all the way back to your feet, see if you can straighten them. And if you're not able to touch the floor, don't worry about it. Just let the weight of your head and shoulders and arms pull you forward. Okay, take one more deep inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, grab that core, flex through the back, bring the arms up with you, come all the way. Reach through those fingertips, slide the shoulder blades down, and then arms next to the sides with your exhale. All right, there you have it. 30 days of movement, mobility, balance, grounding. Get my head in the frame. I really appreciate you guys doing this with me. And as always, please feel free to reach out with questions or comments or concerns or things that you would like to see. I'm really here for you. And I love to connect with each of you. So stay in touch. Have a good one.